All of those might actually account for the 5%. But even if they didn't, the total harm caused by 5 times being traded for free was 5%. Now, I'm all for war in the right context, but is this the grounds one stands on to call for a, quote, terrorist war against technology? This harm, even at 5%, gives them the right to destroy this industry? I mean, does anybody think about the decline in this industry, which is many times as large as theirs, caused by this terrorist war being launched against anybody who touches new content? Ask a venture capitalist how much money he's willing to invest in new technologies that would touch content in a way that Hillary Rosen or Jack Valenti don't sign off of. The answer is a simple one: zero. Zero. They've shut down an industry and innovation in the name of this terrorist war, and this is the cause. This is the harm. 5%. And what have you done about it? Right? It's insane. It's extreme. It's controlled by political interest. It has no justification in the traditional values that justify legal regulation, and we've done nothing about it. We're bigger than they are. We've got right on our side. And we've done nothing about it. We've let them control this debate. Here's the frame that leads to this. They win because we've done nothing to stop it. There's our Congressman, J.C. Watts. J.C. Watts is the only black member of the Republican Party in leadership. He's going to resign from Congress. He's been there 7.5 years. He's had enough. Nobody can believe it. Nobody in Washington can believe it. What? Not spend 700 years in Washington? He says, I like you guys, but 7 years is enough. 8 years is too much. I'm out of here. Just about the time J.C. Watts came to Washington, this war on free code and free culture began. Just about that time. In an interview 2 days ago, Watts said, here's the problem with Washington. If you're explaining, you're losing. If you're explaining, you're losing. It's a bumper sticker culture. People have to get it like that, and if they don't, if it takes 3 seconds to make them understand, you're off their radar screen. 3 seconds to understand, you lose. This is our problem. 6 years after this battle began, we're still explaining. We're still explaining, and we are losing. They frame this as a massive battle to stop theft, to protect property. They don't get why re-architecting the network destroys innovation and creativity. They extend copyrights perpetually. They don't get how that itself is a form of theft. A theft of our common culture. We have failed in getting them to see what the issues here are, and that's why we live in this place where a tradition speaks of freedom and their controls take it away. I've spent 2 years talking to us about this, and we've not done anything yet. A lot of energy building sites and blogs and Slashdot stories. Nothing yet to change that vision in Washington. Because we hate Washington, right? Who would waste his time on Washington? But if you don't do something now, this freedom you built, that you spend your life coding, this freedom will be taken away. Either by those who see you as a threat, who then invoke the system of law we call patents, or those who take advantage of the extraordinary expansion of control that the law of copyright now gives them over innovation. Either of these two changes through law will produce a world where your freedom has been taken away. And if you can't fight for your freedom, you don't deserve it. But you've done nothing. There's a handful. We can name them. The people you could be supporting, you could be taking. Like here, just put this in perspective. How many people have given to EFF? Okay. How many people have given to EFF more money than they give to their local telecom to give them shitty DSL service? See? 4. How many people have given more money to EFF than they give each year to support, name the monopoly that they're supporting, to support the other side? Right? How many people have given anything to these people? Right? Voucher canon, this is not a left and right issue, right? Here's the most important thing to recognize. This is not about conservatives versus liberals. In our case in Eldred, we have this brief filed by 17 economists, including Milton Friedman, James Buchanan, Ronald Coase, Ken Arrow, lunatic, right? Left-wing liberals, right? Friedman said he'd only join it if the word no-brainer existed in the brief somewhere. I think this was a complete no-brainer for him. This is not about left and right. This is about right and wrong. That's what this battle is. These people are from the left and right. Hank Parrott, I think the grandfather of cyberspace, the law of cyberspace running in Illinois, is struggling to get support to take this message to Washington. These are the sources, the places to go. Then there's this organization. Now, some of you say, I'm on the board of this organization. I fight many battles on that board. Some of you say, we're too extreme. You say that in the wrong way, right? You send emails and say, you're too extreme, you ought to be more mainstream. And I'm with you. I think EFF is great. It's been the symbol. It's fought the battles, but, it's fought the battles in ways that sometimes need to be reformed. Help us. Don't help us by whining. Help us by writing on the check you send in. Please be more mainstream, right? The check, right? This is the mentality you need to begin to adopt to change this battle, because if you don't do something now, then in another 2 years, somebody else will say, okay, 2 years is enough. I've got to go back to my life. They'll say again to you, nothing's changed, except your freedom, which has increasingly been taken away by those who recognize that the future is against them, and they have the power in D.C. to protect themselves against that future. Free society be damned. Thank you very much.